The city of Chicago. Throughout cinema history, a handful of directors have captured the city of Chicago on film, including Brian De Palma, Robert Redford, Christopher Nolan, Michael Mann, Matthew Reeves, John Hughes, and more. In this video, I will go through my picks for the greatest Chicago movies. Enjoy. Number 5, Home Alone. Set in the North Shore suburb of Winnetka, the film showcases the feel of a Chicago winter. The cozy, snow-covered streets, houses decked out in Christmas lights, and that unmistakable Midwestern neighborhood vibe. The McAllister home becomes a character in itself, reflecting the family chaos during a holiday season. John Hughes, known for his deep connection to Chicago, infuses the film with his signature mix of heart and humor, making it not just a slapstick comedy, but a heartfelt story of family and togetherness. Also, I love the fact that Joe Pesci came straight off a Scorsese set, from stabbing and beating people up to lighting his head on fire. It's a classic. Number 4, The Blues Brothers. The Blues Brothers is a classic Chicago comedy because it perfectly captures the gritty yet soulful spirit of the city while blending absurd humor with a deep love for blues music. From the opening scenes in Cook County Jail to the high-octane chases through Lower Wacker Drive and the final showdown in Daley Plaza, the film is a wild, chaotic ride through Chicago's most recognizable landmarks. The movie immortalizes Chicago's musical roots, featuring legendary performances from blues and soul icons like Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, and James Brown. It's not just a comedy, but a celebration of the city's cultural heritage. The larger-than-life performances from John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd are an absolute joy to watch. The Blues Brothers doesn't just happen in Chicago, it embodies the city's raw energy, making it a comedy classic that could have only been born in the Windy City. Number 3, Ordinary People. Ordinary People is the story of a broken family struggling to cope with a devastating loss. In one of the greatest family dramas ever, with powerhouse performances from Timothy Hutton and the late Donald Sutherland, the film takes us through the pain and torment each family member endures the months after a life-changing loss. Ordinary People was filmed in Lake Forest, a suburb of Chicago, and depicts the characters' isolation and solitude, especially the emotional detachment of married Tyler Moore's character. As heartbreaking as the film is, it is beautiful in its message that any glimmer of hope can help us cope with the greatest tragedies. Number 2, The Dark Knight. What can I say about this Christopher Nolan masterpiece that hasn't already been said? It sparked the trail for gritty superhero films to come after. Heath Ledger gave a career-defining performance. The script is almost flawless, and it remains one of the best sequels ever. Christopher Nolan chose Chicago because its architecture fit with his vision of Gotham City. The bank heist sequence that starts the film takes place at the old Chicago post office. The Daily Center served as the headquarters for Wayne Enterprises. Lake Michigan was used as Gotham Harbor for the intense ferry scene, and perhaps most iconically, the Chicago Board of Trade building on LaSalle, where a massive set piece shocked audiences. Yeah, it's awesome. Honorable mentions: The Sting, The Fugitive, Thief, The Untouchables, Risky Business, and Hoop Dreams. And number 1, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is the ultimate Chicago movie because it captures the city's essence with such affection and style that it becomes a character on its own. This is the movie that made me want to make movies. Growing up in Chicago, it always made me smile to see my city on screen. From the iconic views at the top of the Sears Tower, to the thrill of a Chicago Cubs game at Wrigley Field, the peaceful tranquility of the Art Institute, and the exhilarating feeling of driving down Lakeshore Drive, this film feels like a love letter to every part of the city. John Hughes not only celebrates Chicago's landmarks, but also infuses them with a sense of nostalgia and possibility, reminding me of the magic I grew up with. The clever fourth wall breaks, perfectly timed 1980s needle drops, and its infectious message of living life to the fullest make Ferris Bueller's Day Off more than just a movie. It's a timeless reminder to embrace every moment. It's a top 5 favorite movie of mine, no question, and it's number 1 on my list of the greatest Chicago movies. Thank you for watching.